came back to China and I was shocked. After 1 year, the prices of everything have actually dropped. Here you can now get lunch for under $2. You can get a Uber Black taxi for 20-minute ride and you only pay like $4. So why is that if the government is still printing money? And how come in the rest of the world there is a raging inflation, the prices of everything go up, but here in China the prices are actually going down? And after talking to so many people here, I realized it's just one thing. It's the consumer confidence. It all started with the real estate. Prices going down up to about 30% depending on the region. And it's so important because forever people have been talking just buy apartments as the safest investment you can make. And then once the government stops propping up those prices, there's both low equity now in the property market, but also the local government are not getting as much funding from the leases that developers pay to them when building new buildings. So that's the one thing. Just people have less equity in their properties and feel less confident about the future, which is actually very, very different from America, where even though people might not see their balance sheet as super green, they just continue spending and even going into credit card debt. Chinese, on the other hand, have a record high household savings. So they're sitting on about $22 trillion in cash, and they've been saving for decades about 35% of their disposable income. So it's not that they don't have money, it's just they decide to not spend it, which on the one hand is good because they don't have a huge debt problem as America does. But on the other hand, everyone's spending less. That actually causes businesses to earn less. They have to fire more people. That brings the confidence even lower. And actually now China is facing deflationary pressures, if not having the deflation itself. So it's a very, very interesting concept here, and I'm curious how it will play out. What's going to be better? Is it going to be American consumerism and just continue to spend, raise the credit, or China, where they save a lot of money, stop spending, and actually have deflation? So let me know what you think down in the comments. I do think in the short term it might be good, and it's actually a time ticking bomb, seeing what's going to explode first. Is it going to be America that collapses under its own debt, or is it going to be China to implode because of the lack of debt and lack of spending? It's a very interesting concept for sure, and something to think about. How I am actually playing this in my options and investment strategy? Well, I do believe there is still a lot of undervalued companies. For example, JD, that's one of the most prominent delivery services here, is trading for about 9 PE ratio, which is super, super low. But because of it makes sense because of the consumer confidence being so low and basically unknown of how much our consumers are going to spend in the future. So there are definitely undervalued companies, but we need to be careful, as now both the morale of people and their spending are going lower and lower. I personally will have closed on my longest wheel positions with NEO. It had a great run from like $3.5 to $7. I do have still position in JD, which I do plan to keep, but I will be closing on the profits in China and the Chinese market, and playing it a bit safer in the coming year, as the valuations have gone a bit in the past year. So yeah, if you want to know more about what's going on here in China, follow for more.